Hello everybody, thank you for clicking on this video, which is actually the third part in my series about unpopular philodendrons. And this plant is a philodendron grandipes. Now, why do I call this plant unpopular? If you would look this up on YouTube or on the internet, you will see that there is not a lot of information about this plant, and not a lot of people talk about it actually in general. On the other hand, it's not that difficult to find in online shops. I've never seen it in a physical plant shops, but online you can find it. And it's really not that expensive. I think you can buy it for the moment at around 25-30 euros. Now, this specimen is under my care for a little bit over 6 months, and it's really thriving. I think even though it seems to be unpopular, I really think this is a beautiful plant, a beautiful philodendron. As you can see, it has bright green leaves. They're actually huge. They are more or less heart-shaped, but actually they tend to become more round as they mature. And as you can see, on those leaves, they have a lot of beautiful nerves. I can tell you also that it's a very fast grower, and as you might be able to see, it also grows very wide. So if you want to buy this plant, make sure that you have a lot of space, because although it goes up, the leaves tend to really stretch out very widely. Now, since these leaves are so big, and not really thick actually, they're quite thin for a philodendron. My experience is that it takes a very long time for the new leaves to unfurl. And you might see that the second last leaf that unfurled, it's this one. It's a little bit smaller than the other ones, and it took ages to unfurl. And at a certain point, it was really stuck, and I had a choice between not doing anything or unfurling it myself, although I know that it's really not a good idea to do it. But I did end up doing it anyway, so I unfurled it myself. And to my big surprise, the leaf actually survived. You see that the top lobes of the leaf are still not completely unfurled, but this is like a month ago that I did this, and the leaf didn't die off, but it actually stayed on the plant without any problems. You can see that there is a new leaf also that's gonna unfurl, I hope, pretty soon. So I learned my lesson, and now I spray this new leaf like every day to keep it moist, hoping that it will unfurl by itself. As far as light is concerned, as almost all philodendrons, I would say bright indirect light. I keep mine under a grow light, actually quite close to the grow light, and it really seems to like it in that space. As far as watering is concerned, as with most of my philodendrons, I let the soil dry out almost completely before I water this plant, and I always bottom water it, and it's fine with that. Humidity, I've noticed that this plant really loves humidity, so I spray it as much as I can, and I also try to keep the sphagnum moss at the bottom here on top of the soil. I try to spray that also from time to time to keep the top layer a little bit moist. Now, this plant is actually originally from Central America, and it grows in countries like Panama, Nicaragua, and also in Costa Rica. And a peculiar thing about this plant is that I've been told that in the wild, This philodendron is actually a creeping one. So it creeps with its stem over the soil of the forest. But if you look at my plant here, you would say that it's a climber because it goes clearly up like a lot of other philodendrons. Propagation, I must say that I haven't propagated this plant yet because there is only 5 leaves on it at the moment, and I prefer waiting a little bit before I try propagating it. But as you might be able to see, it does have the typical aerial roots at the bottom of each node. So I suppose that if ever I propagate it, I will just cut it, for instance here, and there is a very tiny little aerial root that should normally do the job if I put this cutting then in water. So that's all about this beautiful plant. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked it, please like, and see you next time. Bye bye.